Warning: this video contains sensitive and controversial type 2 diabetes information that you need to hear. The information in this presentation has already saved thousands of lives. Our team of doctors and researchers has worked for years to assemble this shocking medical data, which allows type 2 diabetics to normalize blood sugar, reduce neuropathy pain, and be taken off all diabetes medications and insulin injections. It is so effective at controlling blood sugar that one study published by doctors from UCLA showed drastic improvements within just 3 weeks. If you have type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, high blood sugar, or know someone with these conditions, then listen carefully, as the following presentation just might save your life.
Hi, I'm Michael, and after working in the diabetes industry for over 2 decades, our team of doctors and specialists was able to uncover the truth about insulin resistance, diabetes drugs, and blood sugar. I will prove to you that a lot of what you've been told about managing your diabetes is wrong and based on old, outdated methods. Using drugs to treat type 2 diabetes usually leads to even more problems like heart failure, acidosis leading to death within hours, confusion, seizures, convulsions, weaker bones, increased cholesterol, and many other problems. I will also reveal our blood sugar normalizer system, which uses scientifically verified methods we have been using on our own patients to help them reverse type 2 diabetes without using prescription drugs, insulin injections, or surgery. Imagine if this natural secret can give you a radical shift in your health for the better and instantly improve your quality of life while melting away all doubt and worry. It does not matter if type 2 diabetes has been in your family for generations, or you've struggled with it for 50 years. Our treatment works on newly diagnosed diabetics as well as people who have struggled for decades and are losing hope. Join us in taking these first steps. Commit the next 7 minutes to this presentation and your future good health. If you watch our presentation carefully, I promise you will believe that it's possible. You will know that it's possible as a scientific fact. And then, only moments later, you will begin the process of naturally reversing your type 2 by treating it right at the source. Right here, today, right now. That way, you won't just know it's true. You'll see the results with your very own eyes. You will feel the results inside your own body. Real results without surgery, without needles, without pills. Imagine just living a normal life. No more drugs. No bland diets, no fear of horrible diabetes complications, no more needles, no stressful doctor's visits, no fear of early death, no fear of blindness or amputations, the freedom to simply live life, spend time with your kids or grandkids, and know that you will be there with them, watching them grow and sharing many wonderful moments with them. Know that you'll be there for your spouse instead of being a constant burden. Know that they can count on you. Imagine the fear, stress, and doubt just floating away as prescription drugs, glucose monitors, and finger pricks become a thing of the past. Doesn't this sound nice? How would you like to feel like this every day? To feel normal again, just like everyone else? Imagine the fear crippling you inside, releasing, letting go, and never coming back. You know what's going to happen? The real you will come out. A healthy, energetic, and happy you that you forgot you even had inside. But don't take my word for it. I'll let the shocking scientific studies and clinical trials, which I will get to in a little bit, and our healthy individuals do the job. You might have never heard of this information, but it is already being used by doctors all over the world with astounding results. You might have thought that you'd have to live with the drugs and injections forever. Prick your finger, take your drugs, inject insulin every single day for the rest of your life. You might have never heard about the natural drug-free treatments that can reverse your type 2 diabetes, so we're about to reveal that secret. We'd like to tell you things which work better than expensive medication and have been proven to work. The single secret into the workings of the human body and its endocrine system, which proves that defeating type 2 diabetes is possible and has been possible for the last 100 years. This secret, that has powerful clinical studies behind it, none of them covered in any major newspaper, it effectively treats the source of diabetes that made you a diabetic in the first place. The results you see here are so spectacular, so outside the box, that most people are amazed at how quickly they see results, primarily because this approach attacks diabetes at the root, an approach not used in current modern medical treatments like drugs and insulin injections that simply treat symptoms. which has you shackled to prescription drugs and insulin injections for life, being dependent on them, a prisoner in your own body. Before I share this secret with you, let me tell you an amazing story that was recently featured by the world-famous Dr. Oz. Rocco Wackman of Scottsdale, Arizona was overweight, diabetic, and had the heart of an 85-year-old while being only in his 50s. In just 28 days, Rocco completely reversed his type 2 diabetes, got rid of his hypertension, acid reflux, successfully reduced the plaque on his arteries, came off his cholesterol and diabetes medication completely, and did all this just by changing his diet in a specific way, which Dr. Michael Roizen, the chief medical consultant for the Dr. Oz Show, called doable for everyone. In a few minutes, I will reveal how Rocco completely reversed his type 2 diabetes. Dr. Oz himself even stated that 90% of type 2 diabetics can reverse their problem. 90% of diabetics, free of their disease. That is over 200 million people that could be free of this crippling disease. The method is so simple, yet so powerful. You're going to want to watch this presentation until the end and discover it for yourself. And trust me, I know how you may be feeling right now. My father was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes when I was a teenager. But what happened next just didn't seem fair. He took his prescribed medication. He took his insulin. He even improved his diet and exercised. He did everything his doctor told him and more. Yet despite his best efforts, his foot was amputated. He could no longer go fishing with us nor play catch with me like he used to. And his diabetes kept getting worse until he died at the age of 65. I couldn't understand it. If he was taking all his prescribed medication, insulin, pills, eating diets recommended by his doctor, daily exercise, why did he still have to die? Why did our medical system fail him and millions of other diabetics across the world? Something changed inside me the day he died. I knew I had to do something, as I couldn't watch another person die of this disease. I spent 2 decades with my research team struggling to find a cure for diabetes. We researched insulin production, pancreas problems, glucose absorption methods, but all in vain. See, the problem was that we were following the mainstream medical methods of trying to cure diabetes. We were attacking it completely from the wrong angle. And I only discovered this after I joined our team of doctors and researchers. And together we embarked on a mission, poured over thousands of scientific studies and research papers, worked with doctors, researchers, and medical professionals. And you know what? After 10 full years of analyzing, verifying, and testing this information, we discovered the truth. We discovered a method so powerful it begins reversing type 2 diabetes, fixing your insulin problems, normalizing blood sugar, and restoring your health. We want to share it with you today so you can be free of type 2 diabetes, free of the drugs, pills, and injections, free of the crippling fear and worry, and start living your life beginning today. We came to learn that there is a scary process which destroys your pancreas and turns off your blood sugar metabolism, activating your diabetes, dooming you to a life of pain, suffering, and early death. A process which Time magazine called the secret killer. It is the culprit behind most diseases, actually. And I want to share with you exactly how to stop this process, dead in its tracks, right now. This, my friends, is the Holy Grail, the answer to your diabetes. So what is it? The secret is in the food you eat, or more importantly, not eat. Scientists discovered that many of the foods we eat every single day cause serious chronic inflammation that leads to insulin resistance and high blood sugar, among many other health problems. This is why we assembled a method so powerful it begins normalizing blood sugar, healing your pancreas, and reducing inflammation and neuropathy pain. The findings we assembled in our program have been proven in countless studies. Here are some of the most remarkable results. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. In just 16 days, insulin dosages were reduced by 57%. University of California, Los Angeles. In just 3 weeks, 71% of patients were taken off all oral blood sugar medication. University of Kentucky Metabolic Research Group. A few weeks later, 96% of type 2 diabetics were able to completely stop all insulin injections. Loma Linda University. 81% of patients achieved complete relief of painful neuropathy. Dr. Fedon Lindberg, Oslo, Norway, had this to say: patients who were injecting high doses of insulin, as many as 200 units daily, have managed to quit insulin and come off medications for blood pressure and other conditions. Here's what some of the lead researchers have to say. Contrary to common belief, type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome can be reversed. Christian Roberts, University of California. To have people free of diabetes after years with the condition is remarkable. Roy Taylor, Newcastle University. We welcome the results of this research because it shows that type 2 diabetes can be reversed. Dr. Ian Frame, Diabetes UK. In a study at the George Washington University, they found that cholesterol dropped 25 to 30%, an amount comparable to what can be achieved with statin prescription drugs. Risk of cancer was lowered by an astounding 67%, proven in a study done at the National Institute for Public Health and the Environment in Bilthoven, Netherlands. Rates of hypertension, that's high blood pressure, dropped 61% in men and 36% in women, proven in a study from the University of Oxford, United Kingdom. Patients even lowered their risk of fatal heart disease by over 56%, Loma Linda University, California. This information can be used by anyone of any age, gender, weight, nationality, or health background. This, my friends, is the life-saving information that you might have never heard about. Shockingly simple and easy ways to begin reversing your type 2 diabetes, normalizing blood sugar, and helping with so many other health problems without drugs, injections, or surgery. Imagine if you had access to all of this medical research and the exact methods thousands of diabetics used to become completely healed. No more needles. No more expensive and dangerous diabetes medications. No more finger pricking or test strips. No more trips to the doctor for disappointing test after disappointing test. No more frustration and embarrassment. Would you use this information to help yourself, your kids, relatives, family, and friends? Keep watching because you're about to receive it. A step-by-step natural treatment that you can start using immediately to begin reversing your type 2 diabetes right now. The pharmaceutical and medical industry has known about these diabetes-busting secrets for decades. Once you start digging into the inner workings of this vile industry, you discover the monumental profits drug companies enjoy. Diabetes is a $300 billion a year industry. Think about it. Every time you visit your doctor, he makes money. Every drug you take makes the pharmaceutical companies money. You have to keep buying their drugs, pills, and other accessories for life. If you kick your diabetes butt, if you eliminate the need to take diabetes medication, the pharmaceuticals would lose billions of dollars. And now you have to ask, shouldn't the government and health agencies make sure that every child, adult, and senior in the country learn about this information? Shouldn't they save their citizens? Shouldn't the government step in and do something about this? No, and they never will because they're in bed with the pharmaceutical industry. Is it any wonder why you might have never heard about any of this information before? So, what happens now? In light of this knowledge, you now have two options. You can close this page, go back to what you were doing, go back to taking your prescription medication and injections, knowing that they aren't doing anything to help your type 2 diabetes, knowing that your future holds health complications, blindness, possible amputations, heart attacks, stroke, and early death. Or you can choose the quickest, easiest, and smartest option. You can start learning about the type 2 diabetes busting methods and applying them right now.